Okay. I am very scared. But hello, and welcome back to the Platinum Draft League. I am your host, Monotone Excitement, coach of the Cold War Cardinals, and we are getting ready for our semi-final match against the near undefeated Lily Avelia, coach of the Kamikaze Carvings. Now, if you don't remember, Lily Avelia, aka Jonathan, who did the power rankings with us, was nearly undefeated for the whole season. He only lost his final match in the 10th round against Angie and the Miraculous Muse, who he then beat in his quarterfinal match because they matched up in the quarterfinals. So right now, it's looking like Mr. Jonathan is on a warpath, and he's either going to continue his streak of always finishing second place, or he's going to try and actually take a win. But he has to get through us first, and we are definitely going to stop him, I think. But yeah, so we'll go through teams again. First off, I'll remind you how scary this team is. Kamikaze Carvings is just full of threats. We have Corviknight, Mega Deoncy, Appleton, Surfetched, Landorus Therian, Weavile, Vikavolt, Jellicent, Victini, Garbodor. He does not have Smeargle, they have Kabutops instead, and Wigglytuff. So the team has a lot of scary elements. Corviknight, I've learned my team has a problem dealing with, especially if it's max special defense. It can tank a few hits that I wouldn't want it to tank. Mega Deoncy is a super powerful offensive Pokemon. Lando T is very defensive and can bulk through most hits. Weavile is faster than my entire roster, and last time it was a sub Weavile, which is scary. You have the unpredictable Victini, the very bulky Jellicent, Vikavolt, who can possibly set up webs. There's a lot of scary elements to this team, which is why I'm partially worried about the battle. So we'll go over the team. This is the best team I could have created with the resources at my disposal. Sorry if you hear me yawning a lot. I don't know why I'm so tired. So I went over this team with two other coaches, and this is kind of the best thing we could come up with as a collective. So first off, we have our Raichu. Raichu is mainly here so it can put some big damage on Pokemon like the Jellicent and Pokemon like Corviknight. It also has some coverage moves, so it can do some damage to Surfetched, and it can do some damage to Lando T, because we are packing Thunderbolt, Size Shock, Surf, and Toxic. We are running the Expert build, which only boosts our attack if we're using super effective attacks, which most part we are. Normally I would run Life Orb because it's just better to get the 1.3 overall than just 1.2 with super effective, but I don't want to risk losing 10% of my HP each turn because that will just end up ruining it, because we don't like to take chip because we can't really recover ourselves. But we do have some recovery options, but we'll get to them later. Next up, we have our Palossand. Palossand is here just because it's a nice physical wall, and it can tank some hits, and it will be able to do some damage back. We're running a Colberberry to stop so we don't get killed by a knockoff from either Weavile or even Pokemon like Landorus or Surfetched. Water Compaction, of course, and then we're running Poltergeist, Rock Slide, Stealth Rock, and Shore Up. I decided to go with the physical set because looking at his team, he's probably going to prepare a lot for special, so I think if we have a bit of physical here, could catch him off guard. Plus, the Rock Slide helps me hit some of the threats that I normally wouldn't be able to hit with things like Shadow Ball or some of my ground coverage. and Stealth Rocks just for hazards, and Shore Ups for recovery. Next up, we have Aegislash, who is basically here to do one thing, and that is take a super effective attack, get that weakness policy up, autotomize, and then try to sweep through the team best we can. There are some elements that can probably stop us. If he is running his Assault Vest Surfetch that he ran last week, that will probably stop us. A max special defense Corviknight can be a good wall. Appleton will likely be able to live a hit. So there are still some things that can stop us, but after we autotomize and we get that weakness policy off, we can run through teams. And Weavile hopefully won't be able to Oko us unless it has Sucker Punch instead of Ice Shard, but he likes to run Ice Shard usually. So yeah, that's the plan with that, is to set up and sweep. Next up, we have our Hitmontop. Hitmontop is here to be another physical wall. We have Intimidate plus the Rocky Helmet. Now, Intimidate might cause some problems because 1, it doesn't affect Surfetch because it's scrappy, and 2, it doesn't affect Corviknight because he'll have mirror armor, which will make it affect us. But the Rocky Helmet is good because it can get some chip in on things that will try to do damage to us, things like Weavile, who will just get weakened and then will take chip, or things like a Corviknight who's trying to U-turn out, we can get a little bit of chip off there. We're running Close Combat, Triple Axle, Mach Punch, and Toxic. So it's just your standard defensive Hitmontop. I had the priority there so we can finish off things like Weavile, or we can at least scare it out. And it can also get some damage in to revenge kill anything that's super weak. I was tempted to run Technician, and I might think it over again tomorrow before the battle, and I might switch it back. But we'll see, because I'm also thinking of switching. Excuse me, that was a big one. I'm also thinking of making another possible switch with our last Pokemon, but we'll talk about that later. Next up, we have our Mega Blastoise. So one problem I had when we did our mocks, if you don't know what a mock is, it's basically a mock battle where whenever you have another coach helping you, they can build sort of a ideal 6 Pokemon that you're thinking they're going to bring, and then you can challenge those 6 to see how your team fares. When I did my mocks, I learned that max special defense Corviknight kind of just walls Blastoise when it has its normal moveset. So I decided to give it Work Up instead, so that way if I see the Corviknight takes less than half and it tries to roost, I can get a Work Up, which will help me boost my special attack. We are running our usual set: Water Pulse, Ice Beam, and Dark Pulse. I'm making sure to run Ice Pulse because last time when we were doing a battle, we weren't able to Oko Lando even with a stab super effective Mega Launcher boosted Water Pulse, so hopefully a 4 times effective Ice Beam will be able to do the job. But yeah, and then we also have Dark Pulse because it does good damage to Jellicent. Even if it has its Colbur Berry, we can still do some decent damage. So yeah. And the final mon we have on the team is of course Unfezant. You saw it on the back. Honestly, I did not think Unfezant would make it a 3rd game, but I decided to bring it. It is mainly here to be a support. As you see, we only have Dual Wing Beat for attack, and then we have Defog, Tailwind, and Wish. So this can possibly be a hazard remover. It can be a cleric if it wants to for Pokemon like Raichu or Hitmontop who can't heal themselves. And it can also set up Tailwind to boost our speed and make us able to take over speed tiers we wouldn't normally be able to beat. I decided to run Super Luck because either of these aren't really the best. With Big Pecs, there's not really anything that really lowers defense, and then with Rivalry, it's a very toss-up because everything has like a 50% chance to be male or female. So we're just running Super Luck because I don't have better. When I was talking with one of my fellow coaches, Dravos, they suggested that the team looks good, but this is definitely the weakest link, and there are some problems with the team, so I'm gonna go over it again tomorrow before our match, and there is a chance that I might swap this, because I believe when we were talking, sorry if that messed something up, when we were talking we saw that Mega Diancie and Corviknight can still be some issues, so I might end up throwing Salazzle in here instead, just for a bit of a faster mon who can put some damage on those. But the only problem is if I bring Salazzle, then I think Jellicent will be a bit more of a problem. I need to draft a team that is less Ghost Weak next season. Ghost and Dark are big problems for me, and he has some very good Ghost and Dark users. But whatever, you learn. So yeah, that is the team. Like I said, the team has some possible changes over the horizon, but I will update you before the match, or just before we start the match, if I have any changes. But yeah, and I guess I will see you all for tomorrow's battle. Okay guys, so we are finally here for the battle to end all battles. This will probably be the toughest battle we have yet to face. I don't know how well we're going to do, but we're going to try. So before I get this challenge set, I do want to point out that I did end up making the change. I brought Salazzle on instead of Unfezant. I just thought having something that could do some big damage to both the Corviknight and the Mega Diancie would be very good. So I brought on Salazzle for that, and instead of running Toxic on Hitmontop, I gave it Rapid Spin just in case there's hazards. So other than that, those are the only changes. We are going to challenge to this battle. Make sure we're using the right team. Here we are. So we're all prepped. I got the calcs ready. I got the notes ready. As you may be able to tell, we have everything set up for what we're prepping for. We're gonna see. So this is the team that they brought. I've seen a lot of faces I thought I'd see. Weavile, Corv, Sirfetch'd, Jellicent are all here, and instead of bringing Lando T, he brought both Mega Diancie and Victini. So there's no Lando T to worry about, which is probably a good thing. I'm glad we don't really have to worry about that. So now it's a matter of what do I think he's gonna lead. I'm thinking there's a very good chance he will want to lead with Sirfetch'd, just because it's a good pressure tool to just lead with the super bulky heavy hitter that is Sirfetch'd. Although he could surprise me, he might end up leading something else, like maybe he's got rocks on his Mega Diancie, or maybe he wants to lead with something like Weavile just to get a fast attacker in first. Alright, so it's hard to really pick what I want to lead with. I guess my best bet is to just lead Palo, see if I can get these rocks up, even though I know Corviknight can easily come in for a defog. I still think that's my best bet for a lead. He leads the Diancie. I don't know why I said it there. Diancie is interesting because I don't really know what this Pokemon wants to do. We look at Palossand. It can potentially 2-KO us with a Moonblast. Why doesn't Poltergeist? Oh, because it says it has no item. There we go. It claimed the Mega Diancie had no item. Okay. So it can do over half, but I do think Palossand is probably our our least valuable unit. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and click rocks. I'm a goddamn idiot. I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just did that. I am so stupid. And I just gave him basically a free turn of setup and rocks. Oh my god. So it's looking very specially defensive. We should be able to put a good chunk in with Poltergeist, so I'm just gonna end up doing that. I cannot believe. $39. Alright, so he's mixed defenses, which is kind of scary. There's a good chance he just goes for another one here, but honestly, I don't really think I care if this mon goes down right now. I'm gonna go for it again. Draining Kiss. Wow. Do we just lose off the rip? Is that about to happen? Flash Cannon should Oko. Alright, we're making risky plays. I'm getting in here. I'm clicking Autotomize. Right in the Corv. Nice. So I know this is Def, the max Spadef Corv that he loves to use. So unfortunately I don't think we're gonna do a lot of damage. I'm still upset that I messed up that first goddamn turn. Yeah, we do maybe 30%. Over at the top. We do get the mirror armor for Intimidate, which is unfortunate. We get a decent chunk off with that. I'm honestly just gonna get rid of these rocks because we have a sash on our Salazzle, so I want to get rid of these rocks if I can. I don't think the Corv should be faster than us. So we should be I was gonna say we should be able to get the rocks off free, but there's also a good chance they go into Jellicent. And honestly, it goes into Jellicent, that just kind of sucks. Because we don't do anything to Jellicent. Screw it. He went into Victini, which is very interesting. We do get the rocks gone. I already hate the look of this fight. Not +2, +1. Victini. If it's scarfed, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This thing's faster than us anyway. I'm just gonna get a Mach Punch off, get a little damage, a nice 5%. Alright. I don't know what item it has, but it is definitely in a predicament. I am going to come in. I am going to Mega Evolve for sure, and then I think I want to click Workup. If he's choiced, that would be best, but there's also a good chance we just take a Thunderbolt, and I don't really want to take a Thunderbolt. I'm gonna click the Workup. Because the way he hasn't picked the move yet, I'm guessing he is choiced. Yeah, he goes into Jellicent. Yeah, it sucks that I had to throw away 2 of my Pokemon already. I know this thing's gonna have a Colbur Berry for sure. Jellicent. I know for sure it's gonna have a Colbur Berry. I know that for sure. Mega Launcher at +1. But it should be an easy 2-shot, so I'm gonna do that. There's the Colbur Berry, as we expected. Does get a Toxic off, which kinda sucks. But I say we're in a good spot to just click Dark Pulse again. Oh, no way! He lived? Oh my god. How does he live that, bro? Ah. Yeah, this is just not a good match for us. That was good. Because then Diancie can just take us out. Yep. Yep, Diamond Storm. Alright, I'm just gonna come in here. And I know he's knowing I want to set up. I'm just gonna click Flash Cannon, honestly. Alright, hold on. Diancie. Ah, why doesn't Shadow Ball just kill? We get some good damage off on Surf Etched. God, I hate this fight. Our best bet is to sack off the Sash on Salazzle. It didn't even bring it to Sash. That's kind of crazy, actually. I'm gonna click Flamethrower because I want to get at least some damage off. Jellicent goes down, thankfully. And then Ice Shard Weavile comes in. I'm gonna make a play. This was the worst play I could have made. Oh, I thought he would click Ice Shard. I thought so hard he was clicking Ice Shard. No, that's just game. That is just the game. I don't even know why he threw out Corv there. He honestly can just win. He can just win with Weavile. What is he doing? Oh, he's bringing out strange strats now. I have to go for Psyshock, but I lose anyways. I'm just gonna go for the Psyshock. Yeah, and then Weavile comes in to finish us off. Oh my god, that went horrible in every sense of the word. Oh, I played awful. I played so awful. I don't know why I thought he would click Ice Shard there. He outspeeds me no matter what. Of course he's gonna click knockoff. Oh my god. I just flicked my brain off. I flicked my brain off and it just tossed the entire match in the trash can. What the hell? Okay, so I am here with Mr. Jonathan. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello. Alright. So we're here. We're just going to go over our teams for the matches. We're going to talk about what we prepped for, what happened, what went right, what went very, very wrong. And yeah, we're just going to have a good time with it.
Yeah.
So I noticed that some things hardly changed. Like I noticed, obviously, you brought the same Jellicent set, and you brought the same Weavile set as last time. Or at least very similar.
Yeah, I made some minor changes, but more or less I decided it worked. It was solid enough last time. I don't think I can get much better defense-wise this time.
Yeah. And I noticed for the ones you changed, you switched them around a bit, like having not max special defense Corv or having choice band on your Surfetched instead of a assault vest.
Bro, I was looking at choice banded calcs and I was like, yes. Yes, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
All Surfetch needs to do is weaken Mons down to the point where Weavile or Victini can clean up, and I feel like I'm in pretty good shape.
And you were. And then of course we have your two new members, which were the Mega Deontay and the Victini.
Yes.
Yeah.
Diancie, I was actually very willing to suicide lead with it. I just really wanted to get off the Mega to have that threat of magic bounce in the back for the game.
It wasn't in the back, it was in the front.
Yeah. Well, you gotta get that Mega off sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the minor changes I made. I had a Hex this time over Giga Drain on Jellicent. Figured it would do me more good in the end. Rather than just because Giga Drain / Energy Ball did literally nothing to Blastoise last time.
Yeah.
So it felt pretty pointless to try and go for the super effective damage when I can have a stab move that hits more.
Yeah, makes sense.
I added Toxic onto Weavile because I wanted a way to wear down Blastoise, because I figured that was your best way to revenge kill it / try and get it out. Victini felt good as a Scarf because it could threaten the Salazzle that very much could have swept me last time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of just experimented with Diancie. I was curious to see if I could get off like a bunch of defense boosts with it and just become too bulky to kill.
Yeah, makes sense. Do you have any questions for any of my team at all?
I'm curious about this Palisand set. What was the idea behind it?
Well, I brought Palo because I thought it could try and be a check to Pokemon like Surfetched or other physical attackers. It really wasn't, but I tried.
Right.
I decided to go physical because I believe I wanted Rock Slide specifically because I realized that Ground Stab didn't really do much for me. I don't think. looking at the long run. I could be wrong in that, but I decided to bring Rock Slide instead, so I just figured screw it, I'll go physical, so I brought Poltergeist instead of the usual Shadow Ball.
Let me see.
Well, plus also I was thinking things like Corviknight would probably be specially defensive, Jellicent would probably be specially defensive, so bringing physical might do a bit of a mix-up and get some better damage in.
Yeah, I get that. No, I was pretty confident about bringing Corv physical defensive again. I couldn't let Dragonite, for example, just set up and sweep me with D-dances.
You were really worried about Dragonite.
I was worried about Dragonite. It did the most damage to me in Mox. Especially since I took off Ice Shard from Weavile. That definitely didn't ease my worries about it.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with that whole play there. For some reason, I thought you were clicking Ice Shard on Salazzle, but then I realized after, he doesn't need to. He's already faster than me.
When you swapped out and then came back in, I got so afraid that, oh, fuck. Maybe he was Scarf the whole time. And I just made a horrible mistake.
No, I made the horrible mistake.
Oh.
Because I thought you were clicking Ice Shard, but you never needed to, so I just took an unnecessary 80% and threw the game.
Oof.
Good stuff.
I think I actually got a max roll on that close combat on Salazzle too. Because I think in Calc it was like 85 to 97.
It didn't matter anyways. I had a sash on.
You did have a sash, I see that.
So even if you did get a crit max roll, then it wouldn't have mattered.
I like the Blastoise set. When I clicked that Hex, I was like, oh my god, that is max special defense.
Yeah.
I was like, he was not letting the Diancie sweep today.
Nope. I was there to stop Diancie. I had to throw on Workup because if you brought max special defense Corv, you kind of just outplayed me with Roost, so I had to get a little bit extra damage in there. Yeah.
I had a feeling that Corv could be a Blastoise answer if I needed it to. Jellicent just felt the most solid in the end because even without the Culver Berry, it doesn't really mind taking 1 or 2 Dark Pulses.
Yeah, that's true. You know, my team was kind of a bit weird from the get-go. I originally had Unpheasant coming this week.
Okay, so that is what I EV'd Victini to outspeed. A Scarf Unpheasant.
It wasn't even Scarf. I was bringing it as Wish support.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, but then I dropped it because I realized without Salazzle I kind of got destroyed by Corviknight and Mega Diancie.
That's interesting considering Diancie's part Rock type, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
You brought the Raichu again. That's interesting.
I did. I was convinced to bring Raichu so I could try to do some damage, and guess what? Nothing happened. Yay.
I was kind of convinced it wasn't coming because it did so little last time, but you know what actually did surprise Sweet Me and Mock? Once Corviknight went down, Rabombi got up 1 Quiver Dance, and Aerothorn just went right through like 5 months with him.
I had goddamn Rabombi instead of Raichu in the first set. God damn it.
I was like, ooh. But he also wasn't carrying Bug Buzz, so eventually I realized, oh, Victini can wall this. He had a Moonblast and Energy Ball.
I think on my original set I had Bug Buzz and Energy Ball.
Interesting.
But none of that matters now. Oh well.
No,
I'm just being salty. It was still a good fight. I just misplayed.
You got hella far for your first playoff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should be upset with hitting semis. That is
It's not that
hard
I'm
enough as it
upset
is.
about where I landed. It's just I'm upset on what I'm going out on. Is just making dumb plays.
You didn't feel like you played your most optimal.
No.
I get that. Yeah, I kind of kick myself when I know, damn it, I should have done this differently. Could have done this here.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going for the obvious move. It happens though.
Yep. But it's alright. I made it to semis. I'm at least proud of that. And you're heading in, getting ready for your second place finish.
Yeah, maybe I should just forfeit now. Save us the time.
I mean, hey, if you ever need a hand doing some prep, feel free to hit me up.
Hey, I'll keep that in mind.
No, right.
Still a big fan.
I appreciate it. Alright, I will see you later then, sir.
You have a good night.
You too. Okay. So that was our call with Mr. Jonathan, aka Lily Avelia. So that does end our season in the Platinum Draft League. It's sad to see it go, but we did a lot. We really sort of came out on our own. We went from being not placing at all to making it to the semifinals, and we lost against arguably the strongest team in the league. So honestly, I'll take that where I can. So I still think I will put out a video next week. It just won't be of an actual league match or anything. I want to do the recap that I've been planning. It's not much. It's just basically kind of like my the first video I did where I went through sort of my team. I'll sort of do the reverse. I'll talk about each team member, how they sort of went, how I think they performed, and then sort of my plans for the next season. Speaking of the next season, there is going to be a bit of a break for seasons. We are doing what is known as an off season, so it's just going to be us having some fun battles with less focus on the competitiveness and just more focus on having fun. So that will take us at least till January, possibly even into February of next year. So there will not be any Pokemon until then, but there might still be some form of it. I'm planning on dropping an update video soon on things to do with this channel, so we'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, this has been a fun series. I'm glad you guys all had fun watching it. Stay in touch for next week when I do sort of the ending team performances, and when I put out an update video, I'll probably do it sometime soon, maybe even this weekend coming up. I might just pump out a quick video. But yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into the series. Your guys' support really helps me to keep this series moving. And that's all I have to say. I have been Monotone Excitement, coach of the Cold War Cryogonals, and I am signing off for the last time in this season. Goodbye.